welcome to Round Robin. I'm Celine Guerrero with the City of Hampton. And with us today we have Will Cury with Rogue Elephant Coffee. Welcome back, Will. How are you?
Thank you. Oh, I'm doing well. How about you?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks for coming back. Last time you were here was 2013, so it's been a pretty significant gap. And in between, you are now in various places here on the peninsula, Glazed Donuts being one of your biggest supporters. And you're also on the south side in Smithfield, Portsmouth, Virginia Beach. So tell us, how are things going with the coffee business?
Oh, it's good. It's fun.
Yeah.
Still doing coffee and finding really good coffee out there. You know, it's the industry's developed so well, you know, over the years, and people's demand for better coffee has increased. So just makes everything better when it comes to access to good coffee.
Yeah, and now tell us about, you are a small business, very small. It's just a two-person operation. It's your wife, Renee, and yourself. So what is the whole operation like? Do you have a plant in your home?
Yes, we do. We took a room off the back of our house and converted it to the roastery. It's just, it's probably the best smelling room in the house. You know?
I'm sure.
And that's where all the roasting, where all the coffee's stored and packaged.
And aside from being able to purchase at different locations, people can also purchase it online. Is that?
Yes, we do have a website.
And you have different types of beans, and you told me that you do sometimes have them ground, but for the most part you offer whole beans.
Yes,
yeah.
we can grind for whatever the customer likes, but definitely push for the whole bean.
Yeah, and it's a little bit more fresher, so.
It is.
And so where do you get the beans from? Do you go and select them? Do you sample them?
So I've built a pretty good relationship with a distributor, and pretty much we have a good relationship where I ask them what's in stock, what's you got, what's good, how's it cupping, what's the score, and he'll send me samples, and then I can confirm. That's how it really works.
Okay.
It's too much. It's a whole different industry to actually source it. That's more for the bigger guys. I'm a nano roaster, so I rely on them to go find it and just get it.
Yeah, and now what do you do have a day job, and this is your side job, your little...
My little side hustle.
Yeah, your little side, I didn't want to say side hustle, but yeah, it's your side hustle.
Side gig.
Side gig.
Is that better?
So what has, I guess, prevented you from going and doing this on a grander scale? Obviously your job, but what is your job?
So I work at the shipyard. I've been there for over 20 years.
Okay.
It's been good to me. My wife's been teaching for Virginia she's, I forget how many years she tells me. Close enough to retirement where she doesn't want to quit. Let's just say that. And so we've got that comfort. And then we have this still fun, not stressful business on the side where we can really just keep it focused on quality. And not that saying if the business gets big, you don't. It's actually just harder.
Right.
It's more difficult. You hire people. Now it's training and managing and all that difficult stuff to keep quality control in check, But we're just enjoying both worlds right now.
Yeah. And on average, how long or how much are you making a week, or what's your process like right now for a bag like this, and then you are providing it to several different locations?
Okay, so I'm roughly roasting about once a week.
Okay.
I try to, it's really more, probably let's say 6 times a month, you can say. And Usually a roast session will be anywhere from 50 to 100 pounds.
Okay.
And, you know, which, but that's not a batch. I have a small roaster. It's a 6-pound roaster, so I try to, you know, put in 6 pounds, sometimes 5.5, but 6 pounds is the max.
Okay.
So it's a little roaster.
Wow. And have you ever considered getting a bigger one, or you're just fine with it now?
You know, if I got a bigger one, then, you know, you just have to expand to
Right.
justify the cost. They're not cheap, you know.
Okay.
Nothing in the coffee world is cheap.
No, it isn't.
You know, the
no.
equipment's very expensive, you know.
What would you say is your best-selling coffee? I think that you did mention that this one's a little bit more popular, but...
That one, all right. So the best-selling, I notice a lot of people tend to gravitate towards blends, which, you know, it's okay, but I prefer single origin, you know,
Okay.
coffees. I can understand the blend because a lot of times blends, they're created to be a little more balanced and crowd pleaser kind of coffees, you know, middle of the road.
All right.
You know, but the nice thing about single origins, you can, you know, they'll have their nuances, you know, for that bean. And like this right here is a micro lot, which means it's a very small farm, quality controls, you know, top notch, because it's not coffee that comes from a region, say like, you know, a Costa Rican region where you have 50 to 100 farmers dropping off their, you know, their coffee, and then a huge processing facility which will gather them. So then you can have a wide range of quality there.
Okay.
So
I want to smell it because I did earlier, and it smells amazing. So.
that is you know, the Costa Rican we have.
Yeah, the Costa
and always
Rican.
that's a light roast, you know.
Okay.
That's the nice thing about, you know, high quality coffee. You know, you can do a light roast with it.
Yeah.
The lower qualities, you typically end up going darker, and then you just pull out the sugars, you know, which that's what they tend to taste the caramel, chocolate, you know, dark chocolate.
So what started all this? And I know that we talked briefly before that we were, you know, I'm curious, how did all this even start? I'm guessing you're a coffee lover, so.
I'm addicted. It started in 2004. I was in Jackson, Wyoming, and I walked into a coffee shop, and I saw a roaster there, and that's when I, you know, piqued my interest. You know, it's like, huh, so you guys roast your own coffee? So then I bought quite a few bags because, you know, I was just visiting, and so then when I got back home, I started searching for it and found that this area didn't really have a whole bunch of roasters, and it was limited access. So, and the grocery stores didn't have any. So then you have like the specialty, you know, grocery stores that could carry some stuff from, you know, other bigger roasters, but not as, you know, not huge roasters. At the time, you know, they were getting bigger, huge compared to me. But I didn't really want to deal with online orders and, you know, because you pay quite a bit, you know. So I just, you know, found that you can buy green beans as little as a half pound. So I started buying, like, I think my first order was 5 pounds of 5 different ones. And then it was like, all right, how am I going to roast it? And, you know, I was reading about the popcorn popper. It's like, that just seems hard to control, right? You just stick it in there and you just time it. That's it. So I figured, you know what? You know, I know they were doing it in a pan over coals. So I just got a pan, wooden spatula, and then over a gas. And started doing that outside.
Wow.
And burnt the first batch pretty good. And then I learned after, you know, how to figure it out. And it was good. It was fun. And that was it. That was, you know, that was really all I was planning to do. I was like, oh, I've got my, you know, coffee.
So then how did it evolve to now a small business?
We accidentally just, you know, it was by luck, really. Somebody in Virginia Beach was selling a roaster. And we went and looked at it. And it was kind of like, all right, this is a big roaster. It's more than I need. How are we going to justify having it?
Right.
And then we just said, you know what, let's just do it. we'll figure it out from there. You know, at least I'll have a roaster. I can roast coffee for myself and a couple friends. It'll justify a batch. You know, that's what we did.
Wow, and then here you are now.
Yeah, I know our first order was Sumatra and a Costa Rican. It was like 2 big bags. I think it was total of 300 pounds of coffee. I remember my wife and I were looking, I was like, man, how are we going to get through this? What are we going to do? It's like, all right, well, 50 pounds a month, it'll...
Wow, yeah.
That's what you're just doing. Yeah, it was pretty much just do it.
Yeah.
You know, but since then, it just found out, you know, it's like, I mean, coffee is, you know, I mean, people love it, right?
Yeah, people
There's always
sit
room for
down,
one more
yeah,
coffee guy.
And it's a way to gather people, and I think that it's really nice that you guys are at Glaze because, you know, in the mornings, coffee and donuts, and they just pair so well together, and they always have great coffee. And I didn't realize that it was Rogue Elephant until I was talking to a coworker, and I said, "Oh, wow, that's pretty neat." So, and it's pretty good coffee. So
yeah, we like working with them. They have great donuts. You know.
Yeah.
You know, they care about the product.
They do.
Which I like that. You know.
And then just, you know, supporting one another, I think that's also a really big thing. And then you're here in Hampton, and I think, you know, that's also another big thing that, you know, you are doing this and you are, you know, being successful in this aspect, and, you know, you're here from Hampton. It's local, and I think that even it makes it taste much better, I think. So, well, thank you so much for coming back, Will, and best of luck in everything that you do, and keep enjoying the coffee and coffee making.
That's good. Thank you.
And thank you all for watching.